drink, relax, and play. Welcome to the incredible world of cigars.
Light up and keep up.
My name is Delicia, and I'm the Cigar Vixen.
This is Cuba. Finished a tour of the Partagas factory and got a little souvenir to take with me. Welcome to Old Havana.
Walking around Old Havana was such a treat for me. I travel all over the place, but really the architecture of this Spanish colonial meets Caribbean with the colors and the sounds was just such an incredible experience. I highly recommend it. So I found this really cool little watch and jewelry boutique called Cuervo y Sobrinos. And it caught my eye because in the hotel where we're staying at, there was a beautiful clock on the wall with the same branding. So again, inside this little shop, there was some beautiful watches, clocks, they had furniture, just a really neat little spot. We decided to stop here, have a little coffee and cigar break because they had a great selection of different cigars. They had a full bar if you wanted rum, beer, water, or in my case, some really rich Cuban coffee. The best part about this place is it was air conditioned, so it was a perfect spot to come in from the outside and enjoy a nice little break.
The 2 reasons I came to Cuba.
This is exactly what it's about. Sitting in the plaza, smoking a cigar, enjoying the company of great friends, and having a nice cold drink. Walking around Old Havana sure is exciting, but you definitely work up an appetite. So now it's time for lunch.
Salud, amigo.
So you definitely have to find the local spots. This is where you want to come. You've got a live roller here. You have an incredible selection of cigars, phenomenal rum. Doesn't get any better than this.
dedicado al tema
In Havana, every night at 9 o'clock, travelers to the incredible city have the opportunity to take part in a tradition dating back to the 18th century called the firing of the 9 o'clock cannon. This unique ceremony represents a much different time in Cuba's history. Originally, the cannon was fired twice a day, once at 6 a.m. to announce when the gates of the city would be opened, and a second time at 9 p.m. when the gates of the city would again be closed. The Point of Lookout has an incredible view of the city. It's such an amazing piece of history to witness. Along the walk up, there's a lot of cool little vendors with specific art and different unique treasures, again, specific to that particular region. And it's such a neat experience. It's one that if you're in Cuba, you have to travel to this point. So today we're venturing out of Havana and heading south to Finca Vigía to visit the home of a very famous American author who spent over a decade living here in Cuba. Now, one of the things that stands out to me driving here is the way everybody drives. And I've noticed it in the different areas that we've been in, that everyone drives really calm, almost borderline slow as far as, speed-wise, but really cautious, very courteous of other drivers. I haven't seen any crazy traffic jams or any horn honking or chaotic activity. It's been really, really tranquil, very calm, really easy, I would say, for a tourist to come in, rent a car, and be able to drive very easily here, which is really something that stood out to me. The other thing I enjoy is just looking around at all the different buildings, the different types of, again, the architecture, the coloring, the mixture of people, the greenery. It's such a cool place to visit, just to look around, even when you're just driving.
Outside at La Finca El Vigía, which used to be a Spanish colonial lookout point to kind of protect this area overlooking the valley. So we're actually going to visit Ernest Hemingway's museum, his home, which is pretty cool. Famous American writer that spent a lot of time here in Cuba. Well, I can certainly see the inspiration to write in this beautiful place here. Picturesque foliage, just a wonderful setting to sit down, write a novel with a nice mojito, cigar. Beautiful.
We also had the treat to watch some of the local boys practice baseball. So cute.
Nothing like a fresh squeezed Hemingway cocktail with a little bit of rum to complete the tour. Found a perfect little spot to relax with my nice Cohiba and Cuban coffee.
Traveling west on the Malecón to central Havana to find a place to eat. Such a beautiful view. And we found a spot for lunch.
Just found a wonderful spot to come have a great bite to eat, have some drinks, a coffee, and a cigar. It's called Café Laurent, and it's overlooking beautiful Havana, the ocean behind, gorgeous view, great selection of food and drinks, and of course, like I said, cigar friendly.
Just around the corner from Café Laurent is the Hotel Nacional. Such a piece of history. This was something that I was really hoping to get an opportunity to see. And while I was there, although it was brief, it was a great excuse to enjoy a wonderful mojito, a great cigar, and a beautiful view while soaking in all the history of all the people that have spent time in this place. Absolutely breathtaking. take a look at Havana after dark. These two incredible musicians were both in their 90s and gave one hell of a performance. I couldn't miss this opportunity to share this with you. After the show at the Buena Vista, we found another great spot where we were again amazed by the local talent. And the party doesn't stop. We went on to singing and dancing out on the street. So much fun.
Canicena no te cuentes, está a dormir. Cuando la calle sola está, casera de mi corazón. Ya llegó el manicero, ya llegó, ya llegó el manicero, ya llegó. El rico man, el rico man, el rico man.
Leaving Havana and making our way to Varadero Beach, which is bittersweet because we all had so much fun in Havana, but I know we're all looking forward to relaxing by the beach, of course. The drive there was so beautiful, such wonderful scenery from the lush greenery that surrounds the island to the picturesque turquoise water. What stood out the most to me was how immaculate the roads are, incredibly smooth and very well maintained. Along the way, we stopped off at Mirador de Vacayunagua for a view of the area and, of course, some refreshing piña coladas. All the ingredients used to make these incredible drinks are completely fresh. You could see them off to the side. They were kind of cutting the piñas and they were squeezing them. They even had fresh chunks of coconut so you could snack on them. The beauty about it was once they serve it to you in the piña, you can actually add as much of the Havana Club rum as to your liking. So it was really a nice treat to kind of stop halfway through the drive and enjoy, again, the beautiful scenery, these incredible drinks. And even better was the wonderful band that was playing. It was so natural. It was like just what you would imagine. I mean, the sounds of Cuba, the tastes of Cuba, the fresh air, the greenery, the ambiance. It was such a neat little spot that I could have literally stayed there for the entire day. It was such a treat.
Well, it's a beautiful day for a smoke here in Varadero, Cuba. Water is incredibly comfortable. It's like stepping into a nice lukewarm bath. The sun is out. I couldn't ask for better weather. As you can see, this water is clear, turquoise. I'm absolutely loving it. I can't think of a better environment to enjoy this lovely H. Upmann. Such an excellent day here out at the beach in Cuba. I've literally spent the entire day smoking cigars, drinking mojitos, and it's such a wonderful environment. Most of the day I've been smoking Romeo and Julietas since they are at my disposal. And it's a perfect cigar if you're going to be smoking multiple ones because it's very mild, has a light cedar note to it, a little bit of pepper, but again, just a very creamy, mild smoke. Perfect for the ambiance here at the beach.
Tonight, we're off to a Casa Particular to enjoy a unique and authentic taste of Cuba. This home was recommended to us by one of the waiters at the beach resort we were staying at. And if you're wondering what a Casa Particular is, well, it's when you go to someone's home and they cook you dinner. But before we could eat, I had to play a little joke on my very forgetful friend.
You know what? We saw it after on the walking out. It was sitting on the table for a while.
What happened to the almost one? Now you regret.
There's a charge.
So now that that's settled, it's time to eat. Now, when you make your way to Cuba, you absolutely have to find a Casa Particular to enjoy a meal. I mean, this was by far the best food that we had the entire trip. Her congri was to die for. She prepared 2 different types of lobsters for us. She made this chicken that was falling off the bone. In fact, we were like all fighting for the last piece. It was so good. Now, when you're in somebody's home, they put on a soccer game for you. They bring you ice cold beer, incredible hospitality and service. You take that with great company, and at $12 a head, you really can't beat it. I mean, this was such a great night.
here at the beach in Cuba. Starting off the morning with an H. Upmann, a Petite Corona, JFK style. Just had a nice cup of coffee. This is pairing excellent with it. It has a nice amount of cedar. Very on the mild to light medium side. Little hints of pepper. Not a lot of different transitions on this one. It's fairly the same pretty much throughout, but it's still just a very nice flavor, very different on the tobacco. Again, just a very smooth, easy smoke.
The rest of the day I spent swimming and relaxing. As I watch the local fishermen nearby, I start to think about the overall trip here to Cuba. The streets, the buildings, cathedrals, the music, and especially the history. Walking around Havana was like going back in time. The people are amazing and their culture is very unique. The food was like home cooking every time. From the coffee to the mojitos, you'll always be refreshed with the local spirits. It was so incredible to be present in some of the most historical spots here in the country as well. It was definitely a memorable experience, one for the books.
Well, I've had a wonderful trip here in Cuba. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, hope to see you soon. Cheers.